Hello, beautiful woman. Today I wanted to talk about willpower, and I wanted to share some truths about willpower in the hope that what we can actually do is better equip you to understand how you can have an impact on your willpower and how you can positively affect it. So, I don't know if you know this or not, but willpower is in fact like a battery pack. It is something that we wake up with in the morning. We normally have our battery pack is generally full in the morning, and then it tends to sort of wax and wane throughout the day. Our willpower fluctuates and goes up and down throughout the day, and that's because it's actually affected by a number of factors. Most of us are actually led to believe, and I see this a lot. I have women coming into my practice and my groups, and they say, I'm just a willpower weakling. I don't have any willpower. I wasn't born with it. I'm just not one of those people. And what I really want to tell you is that it's actually not true that you are either born with willpower or you're not. Willpower is one of those things that is affected by a number of factors, and I'm going to share them with you now. So the first thing that willpower is affected by is suppression of cravings, thoughts, and feelings. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when we go on a diet, every single time that we say no to something, that we resist eating that piece of cake that someone's brought into the office, or we resist that ice cream that's sitting in the freezer, we're actually depleting our willpower. So the battery pack actually goes down. And so each time throughout the day that we say no, 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 and we're resisting our cravings, or we might be suppressing our feelings. We may be feeling really, really anxious about something, but we're at work and we can't actually share it. And so we've kind of got those feelings sitting right here. We're feeling quite anxious. That actually depletes our willpower. So suppression of cravings, thoughts, and feelings depletes our willpower. And that's why what we find is that when people diet over a period of time, particularly when they're stressed, they actually end up normally by the end of the diet or a certain amount of time into it, they'll actually lose a certain amount of willpower, and then they just can't understand why. So willpower is actually affected by suppression of cravings, thoughts, and feelings, and they've proved this through clinical research. We also know that willpower is affected by low blood sugar. So we know that our blood sugar fluctuates throughout the day, and when our blood sugar is low, the body will do whatever it takes to compensate to make sure that our blood sugar becomes stable, because low blood sugar levels are particularly dangerous for the human body. And so when our blood sugar levels are low, the body will create an increase in ghrelin, which is our hunger hormone, and in particular a hunger or a craving for sugary foods, for foods that will increase our blood sugar again up to a normal level. And so we know that that willpower is affected by low blood sugar. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you wake up after a night's sleep where you were really restless and you're exhausted, you just didn't sleep very well. If you've noticed that you seem to have less willpower on that day, and that's because your blood sugar constantly fluctuates when you're tired. Another factor that affects our willpower is our mindset, in fact, our belief. So what we know from research studies is that people who believe that they have willpower actually have more willpower. And those that believe that they don't actually don't. It's like this self-perpetuating belief. If we tell ourselves that we're a willpower weakling, if we tell ourselves that we don't have enough willpower, then we will. That's actually the truth of the matter. So what I'd like to suggest with you today, I want to give you 2 tips around willpower and how to start having more willpower. And the first one is to stabilize your blood sugar. Now, to stabilize your blood sugar, there are some little, what I call quick wins, or little hacks that you can incorporate into your day. The first is to make sure that you eat a high protein, high fat, and that's obviously good fats, breakfast. That doesn't mean we exclude carbs altogether, but when we have a high protein, high fat breakfast and a high protein, high fat lunch, we stabilize our blood sugar. Protein helps to stabilize the blood sugar. It helps to stabilize those cravings that we have, because the cravings tend to come when we have low blood sugar. So if you eat a high protein, high fat breakfast and a high protein, high fat lunch, and even a protein snack in between, what you'll find is that your cravings will be more stable, that you're less likely to have any cravings at all, your blood sugar will be more stable, and your willpower will be much more consistent. The second thing that I want to say to you is that you need to start believing that you do have willpower. We all do. And it's about the belief that we have it. And so instead of saying that I'm a willpower weakling, what I really want to suggest that you do is to say, I have all the willpower in the world that I need to, and then you state your goal. I have all the willpower that I need in the world to have healthy eating patterns. I have all the willpower that I need in the world to reach my natural and rightful weight, or to reach the weight that you'd like to. And use that as a positive affirmation to help yourself start to believe that you have enough willpower, that in fact you can have an impact and you can control your willpower. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I will speak to you later on during the course of this week. I'm going to be talking more about willpower as we go along. And I hope that you have a beautiful week. Bye for now.